What's going on, Jung Nation? Ha, ga, ha, ga, 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 ga. Oh shit. What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I wanted to talk about my experience with community college and just a little bit more about who I am. Now, if you guys don't know me, I am currently a 22-year-old entrepreneur. I make videos about credit cards, travel hacks, entrepreneurship, and I own several businesses, and I just cool it out here. I like going to the gym, and I like making some gains. That was douchey. I need to put that out. Make these gains. That's stupid. I'm stupid. Guys, I want to talk about who I really am because I feel like it's so important for people to know who's talking to them and learn more about them. The reason why I teach information like the way I do is because I believe this is one of the best ways to teach information than to just be a robot and to speak. And the reason why I say that is because my experience with growing up in school, the best teachers I had were the ones that were able to crack some jokes, the ones that were able to relate things to life. Those are the classes where I got the best grades from because I was able to learn the most information. The teachers that were just, welcome to my channel, and today it's YouTube. Like, you're able to do what you want, you're able to teach people the way you want, and I believe that is the best way of teaching, in my opinion. But everyone learns differently. That's just the way I do it. One of the things that my teachers always do is introduce themselves, who they are, what they did, because that brings credibility on why I should listen to them. So I feel like this is a good video on why you guys should listen to me, or at least just share my experience, so maybe I'm a bit more relatable to some of you guys. Now, growing up, you guys, I was not the best kid. I know, like, being Asian, you might think like I did all the work. I always got A+ in math class, and you know, I never made any trouble, but that's completely the opposite of who I was. Growing up, I was never really a fan of school. I liked school. I know it's like contradictory, but I didn't like the school system. I didn't really like the way it was. I BS'd SATs and ACTs. I didn't care about any of those things. I only cared about people I met, networking, connections. I loved meeting new friends at school, and I loved taking classes that I was interested in. I was not interested in learning about Pythagorean or calculus or you know, things that I really don't care about. Science, unfortunately, I don't care about it at all. The things I do care about, though, is psychology, communications, sports. I really do enjoy those things because that's really what life is kind of focused on, and I love applying things that you learn to real life situations. It's harder to apply science and math to things in real life. Now, when I say I used to be a troublemaker, I wasn't really like fighting a lot of people just for the hell of it. One of the things that really pisses me off was when kids actually got bullied. Now, when I saw a teacher like flexing powers or not doing their job correctly or overabusing their powers, I would be the first person to stand up and say something about it. But when it comes to kids getting picked on, that like literally pissed me off so much, and it never bothered me how big the bully was. It's just like, I would just tell them to their face, look, like, cut that out, like, or we're gonna have a problem. Most of the time, you know, they're not gonna be like, oh, okay, I'll stop, I'm sorry. It's like, they're gonna step back to you and you actually fight. And growing up, I used to fight a lot with teachers, with students, and it was a big deal, and it got to a point where I got expelled. So I would say I got suspended maybe over 13 times, definitely more than that in my lifetime. And this kind of started in middle school. In 6th grade, I was like, I had glasses, I was so innocent, man. I always did my work, I didn't talk to anyone. I was just your typical Asian boy just because I was so shy and timid about everything. Once I transitioned to 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, before I went to high school, my middle school warned my high school that Brian Jung is coming and you guys need to be afraid. That's how bad it was because I used to cause so much trouble. Now, being a troublemaker, I actually got sent to military school at one point, which is called Fork Union up in Virginia. That didn't really change me that much. It did for a little bit once I got like civilian clothes back, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna be good. But I kind of went back to my same old ways just because I didn't really care about school. I wanted to do more. I always wanted to do more. And one of the things that scares me most in life is actually having to go somewhere to sit down and do work. And I just don't want to work a 9 to 5 or a corporate job or be in a cubicle my whole life. It just makes me scared because it takes away my freedom. And I feel like one of the things about living in the US is having freedom, doing what you want, starting what business you want. And that's just, you know, sitting in a cubicle is just not my cup of tea. I don't like to sit in traffic. I don't like to be crowded in metros. I like to do my thing when I want to. Now, this kind of goes into community college because I started to realize in high school, like, why the hell would I pay $50,000 for a school? And I had rugby scholarships at that point, so I had 2 Division I scholarships to play rugby at different schools. But even with the scholarships, it only went down to like $20,000 a year, and 20,000 times 4, you guys do the math. I would rather take that money and invest it into a business that I'm passionate about and like 5x that or 10x that. But to me, school wasn't a real big priority because to me it was just going into debt. Now, I had a teacher that really changed my life. She basically told me, look, Brad, if you go to this school, you need to understand how much debt is crippling, because no one tells you when you're in high school. They just make you think it's like a privilege to go to these schools. It's a privilege to go to Ivy League. It's a privilege to go to the University of Maryland. But what they don't talk about is after you graduate, you're stuck paying off student loans, which end up being more than a luxury car payment every month. And it's just ridiculous how much school costs now. And that's one of the biggest factors that went into why I went to community college. So basically, I turned down those 2 Division I offers and I was like, nah, I'm sorry, like I'm not trying to do that. I ended up going to community college. I ended up continuing to play rugby for a men's club. So what happens is people who play rugby would either go from high school to college, or I was like literally the youngest guy on the men's team, but they will go from high school to men's team. Now, the men's team I played with had their own Division I and 3 side. I started on their 3 side, and in that first season, I went to play on their first side as a starter on their Division I team. And that gave me enough experience like to play on a different level, and I was like, all right, I had my fun. That's when I started to kind of get into entrepreneurship. I went through like a dark phase where I was kind of depressed. I didn't really talk to too many people, and I didn't really care too much about too many things, and that's when I started to learn about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship changed my life because I never grew up in a wealthy family. My family still struggles to this day, and the reason why entrepreneurship was such a big thing for me was because not only did it help me with self-improvement, but it gives you an opportunity to be financially successful and financially free. And my biggest goal is really to help my parents growing up. So I haven't accomplished that goal yet. I'm hoping to do that soon though. We'll see how it goes. But since you guys are with me and connected with me on YouTube, you'll definitely see this part of the journey happening. But I'm still in the journey, you guys. I'm relatively young. I'm still 22 years old, and entrepreneurship only happened for me about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago now. But that's really the reason I went to community college. It was just because of finances, and it also gave me an opportunity to stay at home. And nearby my house, I can go to the gym whenever I want to. I can eat out whenever I want to, and I don't have to worry about paying debt. Now, some of the advantages and disadvantages that I should share with you guys about community college is a few things. I'll start with the disadvantages. One of the disadvantages though is that community college is lonely as hell. I'm trying not to cuss as much. One of the disadvantages about community college is that it is super, super lonely. So community college is normally a commuter school. People don't go there to hang out. People don't go back to each other's dorms. They go there just to study and then they leave. Now, community college has some weird mofos there. You got the anime nerds that grow exponentially in numbers, and I'm one of those nerds. I go in there, but these are some other type of nerds. Like, they have no shame at all. They'll Naruto run across the whole campus, no shame at all. They'll ninja flip across the walls, no shame at all. I'm not like that. I mean, I love anime, but I don't love it that much. You have a weird, diverse group of people. You don't have a community when you're at community college, which is pretty funny. And on top of that, it's just kind of depressing because when you go from high school and you have a lot of friends in high school, you're really plugged in with people, and then you go to community college where you're isolated, it really makes you think about a lot of things. And when all your friends really just go out to different colleges, you're kind of just left here alone, and you're like, dang, like, what am I doing? Am I a loser? And the biggest disadvantage out of everything is literally when you tell someone you go to community college. I've had multiple people in my life ask me what school I go to, and when I say I go to Montgomery College or I go to community college, the look they give you or the tone they give you is just unlike any other. They'll usually start out the line by saying, oh, that's not bad, that's okay. Oh, you go to community, my grandson went there, it's not bad at all. It literally just makes you feel just like shut up. So that's another disadvantage, but a lot of advantages came with actually going to community college. Now, aside from like the social aspect, the financial aspect. You save a lot of money. They actually paid me to go to community college because they gave me financial aid and like the Pell Grant and all these different student things, because my parents don't make that much money. So they actually helped me a lot in terms of financial aid. On top of that, I get some of the best teachers. I use the website called Rate My Professor, and it shows you the reviews of these professors, and some of them are hilarious, but they basically tell you which professors are the best. I always chose the best professors according to that, and I learned so much material from that. The class sizes aren't a big lecture size. It's a small classroom with a smaller group of people, and it's just much nicer. I could drive to school, which is only 20 minutes away. There's 3 campuses near my house, and they're all the same distance. I'm able to eat out whenever I want. I can go to work whenever I want, and I could go to the gym that I still go to. Now, the benefits, in my opinion, outweighed the disadvantages, just because I was able to start my own business during like my lonely time. And if I was so occupied with partying and going out and, you know, always being engaged in social activities, I wouldn't have even started this YouTube channel. I wouldn't have started my own business. Because of community college, I was able to start my own business because it made me really reflect in those 3 years I went there and figure out, look, what do I want to do with my life? What is meant for me in this life? I don't, you know, it makes you reflect, and it shows you what life is really all about, because once people graduate college, they're out of their fraternities and their sororities, they realize, damn, like, this is kind of lonely. Like, you're not in the community anymore. You have to work a job. Some people don't have jobs. Some people don't even have internships, and it's a whole deal. But when you're able to learn a certain skill while going to school and staying at home, you're saving money. You're able to do a lot more things, in my opinion, because you don't have to go out, you don't have to drink and, you know, in my opinion, waste your time. Now, you know, I do go out and I do have fun occasionally, but I don't drink, and that's never been a big thing about me. And I know if I went to college, then I would have been more pressured and more inclined to do things that I don't want to do. Now, I know I have like that diverse group of people that watch my videos. Maybe you're in high school, maybe you're in college, maybe you don't know what you want to do with your life, but what I would recommend you guys to do is actually check out community college. Go through those few years as I mean, you guys are going to save a ton of money. You guys are going to figure out yourself, and if you're interested in entrepreneurship or business, then it's one of the best opportunities available, because you're able to go to school and still do something on the side that you want. Now, I don't really regret anything at all, because if I wasn't going through that lonely phase of community college and all that, then I wouldn't have been able to create myself the way I am now. I wouldn't been able to, you know, invest myself in personal development. It's huge, guys. A lot of people figure this out when they're 30 or 40 years old into their life, but if you figure this out when you're young, you're able to invest all the time and skills necessary into building something great. Now, like, I have so many more stories. I mean, this channel, I really do not want it to just be credit cards. I want to share as much about me as possible. That's why this channel isn't actually called The Credit Churners. It's called Brian Jung, because it's my channel, it's my brand, and I want to share with you guys my life. And for everyone who's watching this up until this point, I really do appreciate you staying tuned, and I appreciate for everyone that has watched me up until this point. We're at, I would say, under 5,000 subscribers. I want to hit 10,000. I want to hit 25, even 50, and then 100,000. I want to surpass everyone in this niche and even in the entrepreneurship community. That's like my goals, and when I say I'm gonna do something, I do it. A testimony to that would probably be the daily uploads I've done for March. So I told myself every day for March I'm gonna upload a video, and I know, you know, we still have a whole half of a month to go, but if I say something, I'm gonna do it, unless I don't want to, and then I don't commit to it. But if you guys have not yet checked out my channel and my other videos, make sure you do. If you guys have been a subscriber for a while, drop a comment down below. You guys know I'll respond to you. At least drop a like, that little heart. I read every comment, and I love talking to you guys. So if you guys have watched it up until this point, tell me more about your life story. Drop a comment down below if this struck a chord in any way. Other than that, you guys, one thing, I do have a few other messages. I have a Facebook A few other messages, you guys. I have a Facebook page dedicated to credit churning. If you guys are interested in maximizing your credit rewards, you can join that Facebook group for free. There's nothing, no hand twisties. Just join the community, have fun in there. Another thing is I have a P.O Box listed in the description. I'm going to be doing a video with subscriber fan mail. Basically, with the fan mail stuff, I just want to have an opportunity to show you guys on this channel so you guys can watch yourself. I think that would be pretty cool. So other than that, make sure you guys check those things out. If you guys are signing up for a credit card, make sure you check out the referrals a lot. It helps out this channel. And a new website. I've been in the works for it for a while, meaning I haven't really done much with it, but I'm actually gonna start working on it now as well. So stay tuned for a new website. I'm gonna do huge things with that, including coaching, mentorships, and other few things with that. But if you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Drop a turd.
Yours forever. There is no end in sight for us, nothing could measure the kind of strength inside our hearts. It's all connected. We're all together.